Welcome back to Strategic Warfare. Today, we're diving into the crucial roles that artillery and tanks play on the battlefield and how they complement each other in reducing casualties and maximizing effectiveness. Artillery and mortars are your primary damage dealers. They destroy positions from a distance with immense firepower, ensuring that nothing can survive a proper artillery barrage except perhaps heavily armored tanks. Unlike the misconception that artillery merely softens positions, they are, in fact, the main damage dealers on the battlefield, eliminating enemy forces and fortifications with relentless precision. The effectiveness of artillery is starkly highlighted by the fact that less than 20% of battlefield casualties are inflicted by small arms fire. This figure includes heavy machine guns mounted on tanks. In contrast, the vast majority of casualties are caused by artillery and mortar fire. Infantry, while essential for various roles, typically inflicts a relatively small percentage of total damage compared to artillery. Therefore, artillery units are your main damage dealers, delivering devastating firepower over long distances. Tanks, on the other hand, serve a different but equally critical role. While artillery delivers the long-range devastation, tanks provide essential protection and support for other units. When your forces are under artillery fire, the best unit to take those hits is a tank. Tanks have the best armor and protection, significantly reducing casualties among your troops. Although artillery can damage or even destroy tanks, the level of casualties is incomparable to what happens when artillery hits infantry or lighter vehicles. Everything on the battlefield is vulnerable to artillery, but to varying degrees. For example, while it might take substantial firepower to destroy a single tank, that same firepower could kill dozens or even hundreds of infantry. Therefore, tanks are essential for reducing casualties because they can absorb hits that would otherwise devastate softer targets. Tanks protect not only their crews, but also the rest of the army. When artillery is focused on tanks, it's not targeting your infantry or light vehicles, which would suffer far greater casualties. Think about what artillery would do to a group of Humvees or APCs. These lighter vehicles are highly vulnerable to artillery strikes. If the enemy is shooting at your tanks, they are not shooting at these softer targets. This strategic use of tanks acts as a shield, protecting more vulnerable units from devastating artillery fire. Tanks, despite not being invulnerable, provide a critical layer of defense for your forces. Another key advantage of tanks is their repairability. Even if a tank is disabled by artillery, the crew often survives thanks to the tank's protection. These tanks can be repaired and returned to the battlefield, reducing the long-term impact of their loss. In contrast, infantry casualties are irreplaceable and have a profound effect on morale and unit cohesion. Artillery and mortars deliver immense damage, making them indispensable for destroying enemy positions and breaking defenses. Tanks, while also capable of delivering damage, primarily offer protection. This dual role is crucial for maintaining an effective fighting force. Tanks reduce casualties among both tank crews and other units, ensuring that your army can sustain prolonged engagements with fewer losses. In summary, artillery and mortars are your primary damage dealers, responsible for the majority of battlefield destruction. Tanks, meanwhile, provide essential protection, absorbing hits that would otherwise cause devastating losses to your infantry and light vehicles. This complementary relationship between artillery and tanks maximizes your combat effectiveness while minimizing casualties. Understanding this dynamic is key to modern military strategy, ensuring that your forces remain resilient and effective on the battlefield. If you found this discussion insightful, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more from Strategic Warfare. Let's continue exploring the evolving strategies that shape modern battlefields. Stay tuned for our next video.